Hi there. So, this is the fourth release of this series of videos that I'm doing to tell you a little bit about what my experience here at Earth Dance it's been. Um, since we are in the middle of the summer jam, CI Summer Jam, I will exclusively speak in this video about contact improv. If you do not know anything about contact improvisation, I highly recommend that you look for videos where you can see clearly how it looks so that you have a little bit of context. Else, if you already know what this dance is about, well, prepare yourself for a series of insightful reflections on this practice that has become a cultural practice now, a culture more than an artistic practice itself. It's way deeper and it has gained great volume as yeast gives air and space to our breaths. Well, this week has given me some insightful inputs that has been interesting in my perception of the dance itself. I first got to know this dance in 2015 in Medellin, my city, thanks to an Argentinian guy, Argentinian musician, who thought it was essential for us to have contact improv jams because we didn't. And so from that moment on, it became also a democratic practice because it was not held like in an environment exclusively for dancers, professional dancers, or dancers in formation. No, it was for everybody. And that's so special because it transforms completely the perspective and the point of view and the potency of this practice at the beginning in the 70s, when Steve Paxton, Lisa Nelson, Nancy Stark Smith started this practice, it was purely physical, it was very acrobatic, but as the years go by and as the contemporaneity installs, or post-contemporaneity should I say, the practice itself has become so democratic, so inclusive, or is seeking inclusion along well, as a parallel process of the strengthening and the activation of communities, of affinities that are slowly and step by step gaining momentum also, and gaining relevance to say this is our way and is as valid as yours. It's a possibility. Okay, contact improv. Summer Jam is like the signature event of this place, of this project, artistic project that I'm in right now, Earth Dance Creative Living, and attracts folks from all over the country, from all over the US, even from abroad, Canada. Well, Canada because it's like is the country next to this, but yeah, for sure, I've been I've I've seen here Russian folks, Turkish, um, Spanish people, and me that I'm Colombian. So yeah, um, speaking of which, I would like to underline a very subtle difference between contact and touch, because as the democratization of contact dance is in its it's also gaining momentum. Let's stick to the expression momentum. I really like that word. Yeah, as the democratization goes on and on, there are I mean, it's important for me to remember that there is a difference between contact and touch. Why? We're all different bodies with different life experiences, with different informations in our bodies, and that makes up a very diverse population that is likely performing and exercising this type of being in a relation. So if before we had groups of dancers or groups of individuals seeking to train technical skills and acrobatic skills, today we are more and more witnessing contact improv as a way to relate in a different way with other bodies, in a different way than what we were used to, or what the culture and capitalism sells to us every second as like the legal and legit ways of being in a relationship or asking someone for a date, etc., 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 etc. So with that said, it's also different when you have this intention or these other intentions, the outcome, the experience, and what you bring to the salon is this or this or this or this or this, sensual, sexual, creative, energetic, empathetic, soft. There are many ways of characterizing the types of dance that you bring to the space, depending on your intention. So that makes that points at that very important yet subtle difference between contact and touch. Are you there as a body to contact, or are you there as a body to touch other bodies? That's the point. I'm not pointing like this is wrong, this is right. No, I'm just describing what actually we can experience in a contact jam. A very rich and nourishing space for understanding consent. What is consent? When you have, consent is a willingness and a desire, or a desire and a willingness to do something. It's not always like, okay, I question and you answer and you said yes or no. Is that happening? But without words. Or maybe you use words, actual words, but generally, when you are in the middle of a dance, or when you are in the middle of the space, just moving and roaming and hovering here and there are a lot of interactions of energies going on and flowing around, and all of a sudden somebody contacts with you, and then you react to that contact, and you or you ooh, and you ooh, if you know what I mean. How you say yes, what does a yes in your body look like? How does a no in your body look like? How do you say yes? How do you say no? How do you say, not there, I have a lesion? Whoa. That was soulful. How to express that without words? That's the basis of consent. Common sense, yet underscored for like years and invisible for us, and then as such taken over by parties and foes who don't always want the best for us. So yeah, know your power, know your powers, know your yes or your no's. And then out of this, there's a little rat. Hey! And then to close up this this recount, I want to talk to you about underscore. What's underscore? Well, I'm not explaining to you. You can find information, very exhaustive information on this on the web. I just would like to, well, if you haven't heard about underscore before, go look for it. If you haven't heard about Nancy Stark Smith, go look for her biography and the thoughts that the valuable thoughts she shared during her life, her artistic life. So, out of the big conglomerate of gems that you might have been experienced in your life or not, or people in general, we have patterns. We have Nancy identified pattern, or we. I mean, she structured. She pointed out as a set of moments that were represented by glyphs, like basic traces with basic lines that point out like the different moments and transitions and specific momentums that go on during a jam. Is a very porous, airy, and wide, open-ended, I mean not open-ended, but yeah, open score that adds up like a little differences, a little bit of differences in what a regular jam could be, right? So that's all I'm gonna say. I honestly, to be honest, it's my third. I've been in an underscored jam like for 3 times, no more than that. So it would be nonsense to add anything else. It's just there, open for me, for keep on experimenting it, to immerse deeply at a deeper level. But it's interesting how Nancy identified those moments that are subtle and yet present, and how it also goes on in everyday lives. As let's say, what are our narratives? What are the stories that we tell ourselves that configure our daily experience? What are the capacities that we as individuals have to identify more or less accurate, like the transitions and moments of our life, in order to help us, to help ourselves, to be more conscious of the steps that we take day to day, and to gain and build a stronger sense of emotional intelligence. How not only the actions that are visible are the ones that speak louder of who we are, and what are those actions, what are these actions that we actually do that sustain and contain the so-called dreams or objectives that we have in life, right? What are the actions that actually support that? Whereas these are not visible, these are fundamental. And without them, this wouldn't be possible. So yeah, a little bit of underscore in like in our parallel worlds of daily living outside of the studio dance, of the dance studio. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening.